Because the right machine just buy soda and salt, he had only $1 bill in his pocket. He asked a young lady standing nearby, "Excuse me, do you have a change for a buck?" "Yes," she said, and gave him 3 quarters, $1, 2 nickels, and 5 pennies. "Thanks," the man says, and inserted some coin in the machine for his soda.
For his soda. Very good. Excuse me. Excuse. 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 Try to get away from accuse me. Accuse or accuse me. It's a use at the end. Excuse. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay.
The man pushed the coin overlay machine to buy a soda. He said he had only a $1 bill in his pocket. He asked a young lady standing nearby, "Excuse me, do you have change for a buck?" "Yes," she said, and gave him 3/4, $1, and 2 nickels and 5 pennies. "Thanks," the man said, and inserted some coins in the machine for his soda.
Right, very good. The man said and inserted some coins in the machine for his soda. He had only a $1 bill in his pocket. He asked the young lady standing nearby. Nearby. Excuse me. Excuse me. "Do you have change for a buck?" "Yes," she said, and gave him 3/4, a dime, 2 nickels, and 5 pennies. "Thanks," the man said, and inserted some coins in the machine for his soda. So the man approached. He became closer and closer. He walked toward the coin-operated machine. What is a coin-operated machine? Right. Well, sure. Sodas, Coca-Cola, ginger ale, orange juice, whatever. And to operate the machine, you need certain coins, maybe 40 cents. 40 cents. And he reaches in his pocket a $1 bill, $1, no coins. So if it's coin operated, you need coins, not dollar bills. So he had only a $1 bill. He asked the young lady standing nearby. She was only a few feet away, very close, nearby. "Excuse me. Pardon me. May I ask you a question?" Something like that. "Do you have change for a buck?" "I have a $1 bill. Do you have change? Do you have coins for the $1? Here's the $1, and she gives him 3/4, 1 dime, 2 nickels, and 5 pennies, which is 100 pennies or 100 cents equals $1. "Thanks," the man said, and inserted some coins. What does it mean to insert the coins? Put them in. There's usually a slot, a little slot. Yeah. Shoot. And you put in 40 cents, a quarter, a dime, and a nickel. 40 cents.
Some machine have can change.
Oh, right. Maybe, some do if you don't have the coins, but if it's strictly coin operated, you need coins. Gave him 3/4, a dime, 2 nickels, and 5 pennies. "Thanks," the man said, inserted the coins, and boom, down came the soda. Go ahead, sir, but you want to read?
Yes, the man approached the coin operated machine to buy a soda. He saw he had only $1 bill in his pocket. He asked a young lady standing nearby, "Excuse me, do you have change for a buck?" "Yes," she said, and gave him 3 quarters, 1 dime, 2 nickels, and 5 pennies. "Thanks," the man said, and inserted some coins in the machine for his soda.
Right, very good. Inserted some coins in the machine for his soda. The key thing to get out of this whole thing, I mean, all the words are important, but excuse me.
Excuse
Excuse me. Not accuse me. Not accuse me. Accuse me. No. Excuse me. Excuse. So many times over the years, people say, accuse me. Accuse me.
That's wrong.
Oh, yeah. Excuse. I hate to be the guy to say it, but accuse me is not excuse me. It's wrong. And if you use the word accuse me, accuse me? What? Robbing the bank? X. Just think of X. Well, I mean, an incorrect. Accuse me.
Oh,
That is not correct. I mean, you're trying to say, excuse me. Do you have a minute? Excuse me. Could you let me? Excuse me. It's not accuse me. No. That is one of the biggest problems that I've experienced here over the years is the mispronunciation of excuse me. Excuse me. You get into the habit of accuse me. Accuse me. Excuse me. X. If you have a word to practice, that'll be it, because you use it a lot. If you're like this guy at the coin-operated machine or somebody at the airport, "Oh, excuse me, can you tell me where gate number 4 is located?" Not accuse me, where's gate 4, No, excuse me, where is gate number 4? If the ooze too. Excuse me. Any questions about the words? Other than excuse me? Pronunciation?
Second word, we accuse someone for some mistake. Second word.
Right, excuse?
On the top.
Oh, accuse. Accuse. Yeah. To accuse someone would be to make a statement charging them with, like, robbing the bank. The lawyer for the government would say, "I accuse that man of robbing the bank." I accuse you of robbery. Accuse. But not excuse. I accuse you, and I will not excuse you.
Teacher, what does soda mean? What does soda mean?
Soda?
Soda means soft drink, like Pepsi, Coke.
You got it. Pepsi Cola? Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, ginger ale.
Can I say soft drink?
Yeah. And machine for is soft drink. Yeah, that's another way of saying soda, but most of the time, people would say, oh, there's a soda machine right there. Somebody would, 1 out of every 10 people might say, oh, there's a soft drink machine right there. Same meaning, but soft drink is used much less frequently than soda. Just the way it is. Like, do you have change for a buck? Yeah, you could say, you have change for a $1 bill. Yeah, same thing, but most people would just say, oh, do you have change for a buck? I need it for the soda machine. Or, do you have change for a $1 bill? I need it for the soft drink machine. Yeah, you can say it, but everybody usually makes things shorter. Just say, oh, I need change for the soda machine. I only have a buck. Any other questions about the words? No questions? Pronunciation? Excuse me.
Approach.
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 Just a light little touch. The man approached. Just a light touch. There's a tendency sometimes to go with Ed on everything. Approach Ed. No, approach. Just a little light. He approached the machine. Instead of he approached the machine. No. Just the way, I mean, obviously most people would understand what you mean, but it would be like, whoa, where do you get that from? Who? Approach. Point operated, inserted. Any other questions? Yeah.
The coin operator machine like could be kiosk.
At a kiosk?
Yes.
The machine would be located at a kiosk. They would call, can I get a soda somewhere in this mall, this station? Yeah, there's a soda kiosk over there, and that would be an area, maybe like as big as this room, where there would be different machines, maybe somebody at a counter selling coffee and tea or something like that at the kiosk. The soda kiosk. K-I-O-S-K, I think it is, yeah. Kiosk.
I don't know.
Kiosk?
Yes, I don't know this.
It's a small little area where certain things are sold at a store. It's a soda kiosk or an ice cream kiosk where they would sell different little products like that. Ice cream or candy or sodas or something like that. Kiosk. You go to,
What language is it?
I think it's European, Eastern European, I think. I'd have to look it up.
I never heard before.
Well, it's not used every day by everybody. It's you would go to the food court. Would you understand a food court? Food court. Food, F-O-O-D, food court. You go to the food court, there may be a kiosk, a little area in the food court, the big food court, restaurant, a Thai restaurant, an Italian restaurant, a Spanish restaurant, a fast food restaurant in the food court at the mall. If you go to the shopping mall, there would be somewhere in the mall a food court where it's all food, 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 food. It's not other stores. They're all around, but the food court, people go sit down, have lunch or something like that. and then go shopping in the other parts of the mall. But in the food court, you have all the restaurants and little things like that, and you could also have a kiosk, a soda kiosk or dessert or something like that. Just a small area for a certain,
Buy anything, sell anything.
well, the kiosk could be, yeah, sometimes it's all like candy or all different kinds of candy or something like that. Kiosk. Change for a buck. Okay,
Teacher, B-U-C-K buck, and B-U-G,
K,
another word, B-U-G, buck, a little.
oh,
small
bug, a bug, a little insect.
Is it the same sound?
Same sound?
B-U-C-K.
I want to know it, is it the same sound?
It's not the same sound, but it's very close. I have need for $1. Bug. Watch out, there is a bug on the table. Bug, buck. Bug on the table, buck, dollar. Buck, bug, bug, buck, bug, buck. Starbucks. It's not Starbucks, it's Starbuck. The coffee. Starbucks. Buck. A buck, B-U-C-K, is the name of a male deer, an animal, one meaning. But when it comes to the money, it's the slang term for $1 is a buck. I need $5. Not 5 bugs, $5. Bucks.
$1.
$5.
$5.
$5.
$5. $1 buck, $2. Don't forget to add the S when you go into more than one. Okay?
Dollar is easier to say. Dollar is easier.
Well, if saying $1 is easier, then you say $1. That's as easy as I can make it. Most people would say, oh, do you have change for a buck? They wouldn't think, ooh, a bug, would it change for a bug? A bug? No, a buck. But if it's $1 easier, then $. You have change for $1? Yes, I do. You have change for a buck? Yes, I do. You have change for a bug? No, I don't. Bug, buck. There's a difference.
Many American people say dollar or buck.
Well, it depends on the circumstances, but most times in an informal setting, like the situation at the mall where the guy realizes he just, something like that, you have change for a buck. If you're in a bank borrowing money, you might use the term dollar instead of buck, just to show that you're, smart guy and all that. But most people in a general, easygoing situation like this, oh, you have change for a buck? That would be the common way to do it. But if it was a formal setting where people are discussing money, like the rent of the apartment and you're going to sign a lease, it's all dollars. Just a different situation. But in a very easygoing, everyday thing, like this situation at the mall with the machine, oh, do you have change for a buck? Be very informal, relaxed, easygoing type situation. Excuse me. That, if there's one thing I would like to end the class on, it's excuse me. You gotta get away from accuse me. I don't accuse you, I excuse you. Big difference. Not so much in the sound, but in the meaning. A big difference. I accuse you. Ooh, accuse me. No, I excuse you. You're excused. You're excused. You may go. You're excused. Well, that's it, and that'll be the end of the class. Thank you for your attendance and your interest all during my tenure here. There was no class on Monday because of the Buddhist Day, and do you know if Tuesday is off too?
Yes.
There's no class?
Yes.
Okay.
Until every classes we have ASEAN meeting.
Yeah, ASEAN meeting.
Teacher John, he want to skip the class.
Okay, so no class Monday and no class
Tuesday.
And Wednesday I'll be in Singapore, maybe in Penang.
Today is the last day.
Yeah. Show's over for this. And I assume everybody, this is my email address. If you need any help I can give you with English or anything over the next 6 to 8 months or whatever, there, I'm right there, I think. I hope.
Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
teacher.
Right up.
Don't erase your email.
Right there.
Email, yes, your email.
Yeah.
Come here over to 11 times for you.
You've been counting?
Over, yeah.
You've been counting?
I don't know.
Said about that, yeah.
Over 10 times.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, about that.
Don't be high. Here, let's talk on high. การธนาคารไม่มีเรียนนะครับตรงนี้
I've been thinking about, you mentioned the kiosk. I think, the more I think about it, it's kind of like if you were in a big open area in a mall and they had something like this, a big open area on the floor. One circular type section would be called the kiosk. With some product, whatever it could be. Usually it's maybe food or some type of coffee kiosk, you know. It's almost like a circular little space with maybe somebody working inside the circle selling the different products. That would be like a kiosk.
You mean the small shop?
Yeah, but usually a circular shop in an open area.
What they will buy, they will to sell.
Could sell probably anything, most of the time food of some sort, but it could be any type of thing really. But that would be a kiosk.
Teacher, please. Last one, another one. Homophone, bug, B-U-G-I-R.
Insect.
Disturb. Don't disturb him, don't bug him.
Okay, yeah. In other words, don't bother me, don't bug me.
Don't watcher me.
Don't bother.
Don't disturb.
Right, bug me, don't bug me. A bug, like if it was a little bee. In other words, don't you be the bee and bugging me. Don't bug me.
Don't disturb me.
Yeah, don't bug me. Don't bother me. But bug also could be a bug on your phone. You could have a telephone and the police are listening. My phone has been bugged, listening in somebody. But but don't bug me is don't bother me. He's bugging me. You know, it should be like this.
When will you come back to Thailand? When will you come back?
Well, let's see, when's 1,000 years? Next year. Next year.
What month?
What month?
Month.
About
August.
About
August probably, some,
August, some set.
yeah. August or so.
Set, you came.
Yeah,
Set on set.
well, at the end of August I came, yeah. Okay, so that'll,
ถ่ายรูปกับอาจารย์สักหน่อย
that's it.
Teacher.
But I'll see you, and if you have any questions, there I am, okay?
ถ่ายรูป
When they go to